Ah, young love. When it's mutual and unspoken, it's the most beautiful kind. This is one of those heartwarming romantic dramas you simply can't skip. Stunning leads, breathtaking scenery, and every single frame looking like a wallpaper-worthy dream. And honestly, this movie made me believe in love all over again. So let me take you back to where it all begins. A shy girl walks into her classroom, practically glowing with excitement. She tells her best friend that she saw someone yesterday, someone who looked exactly like the prince from her favorite manga. Even crazier, she saw him in the elevator of her apartment building. She was so nervous she could barely breathe. And now, she just found out they're neighbors. Her best friend, Julie, tells her to go talk to him. But Yunai, that's our girl, is introverted, awkward, and absolutely clueless when it comes to boys. Julie, always the love guru, grins and warns her, "Get ready to fall hard." Just then, their classmate Xiao He walks over to return a book. And suddenly, Yunai is totally chill, talking to him like it's nothing. No nerves, no stuttering. Julie is shook. She's never seen her friend talk to a guy so easily. Turns out, Yunai and Xiao He have known each other since childhood. That explains the comfort, and leaves Julie a little intrigued. Later that day, Julie invites Yunai over to her place. But when the door opens, Yunai freezes. Standing there in the doorway is the prince. Yes, the same guy from the elevator. Why is he here? Could he be Julie's boyfriend? Yunai starts spiraling until Julie casually says, "Oh, that's my little brother, Li Yang." Suddenly, everything clicks. Julie sees the look on Yunai's face and instantly understands. That prince her friend was crushing on, it's her brother. Well, this just got interesting. Sensing an opportunity, Julie decides to give them some space. She makes an excuse to run to the store and leaves the two alone. Back in the room, Li Yang helps Yunai with a math problem. But then, a letter falls out of his bag. A love letter. He explains it's from a girl at another school. She asks if he gets letters often. He says, "Yeah, a bit too often," but he always turns them down. "They're just not my type," he says. Meanwhile, Julie bumps into Xiao He outside the store. They've just met, but it feels like they've known each other for years. They mostly talk about Yunai, but their eyes keep locking like there's something more. Back at the house, Li Yang suddenly asks Yunai, "Do you like anyone?" She hesitates. "What's the point?" she says. "I'm just average looking and too socially anxious. Why would anyone like me?" Li Yang looks at her and gently says, "You should still say how you feel. No courage, and can't find courage. They're not the same." Yunai stares, confused. "What do you mean?" she asks. Li Yang pauses. "I can't say it. It would mess everything up." Before she can ask more, their mom bursts in, assuming something inappropriate is happening between Li Yang and Julie. It's an awkward, chaotic moment. Julie walks in just in time to hear the misunderstanding. Frustrated, she snaps at her mom. "You really think I'd do something like that? You care so much about appearances. But what about me? What about how I feel?" Yunai watches it all unfold and finally understands. Julie and Li Yang are step-siblings, part of a complicated blended family. And then it hits her. Li Yang likes Julie. The next day at school, Yunai keeps her head down, trying to hide her confusion. But Li Yang notices immediately. He gently lifts her chin, looks her in the eyes, and asks, "What's wrong?" That night, while Julie is about to take a shower, she accidentally runs into a half-dressed Li Yang. Mortified, she slams the door shut. Their mom rushes over again, asking questions. Julie, annoyed and emotionally exhausted, steps outside to clear her head. And who does she run into? Xiao He again. She lights up at the sight of him. They walk aimlessly, talking about everything and nothing. Julie reveals that her mom's been married twice. With every divorce, she had to move schools, change her last name, lose her identity again and again. Xiao He listens quietly. Then he takes her to his secret spot, a hilltop with a stunning night view. It's quiet, calm, and beautiful. Under the stars, their hearts open. Julie sees something in his eyes, a quiet strength. In that moment, she realizes maybe he's the one who can help her find direction. But suddenly, she stumbles. He catches her just in time, and in that soft, starlit moment, something begins to bloom between them. They laugh, talk, and walk home together. But from a distance, Li Yang sees them, and his heart sinks. That night, Yunai can't sleep either. All she can think about is Li Yang, her quiet prince. Does he still love Julie? Has he been pretending this whole time? She doesn't know how to let go. The next day, Li Yang acts like nothing happened. still tutoring her with that same calm smile. But then, chaos. A group of girls suddenly rush into the room, wanting to join Li Yang's study group. Yunai is caught off guard. She doesn't know how to say no. But Li Yang, he stands up, smiles politely, and quickly finds an excuse to leave. Xiao Shuai asked Lisa if she wasn't feeling well. But Lisa simply smiled and admitted she was just kidding earlier. It was actually those laughing girls that gave her a headache. Xiao Shuai offered to study with everyone, but Lisa hesitated. She was worried that if there were too many people, Xiao Shuai might feel too shy to ask her questions. Suddenly, it started raining heavily, right on cue with the mood. Then unexpectedly, Lisa grabbed Xiao Shuai's hand, and they both started running like crazy through the downpour. The heavy rain matched Xiao Shuai's emotions. It poured harder and harder, just like his growing feelings for her. They ran until they reached a rooftop for cover, but the rain didn't stop. While waiting, Lisa opened up about her feelings. She even encouraged Xiao Shuai to confess his heart. Even if the person rejected him, she said, he'd still eventually meet someone better. Just as the rain began to ease, Xiao Shuai suddenly held her hand tightly and, trembling, confessed his love. Lisa froze. She softly thanked him, but apologized too. With sincerity in her eyes, she told him she hoped he'd find the real princess meant for him one day. That was Xiao Shuai's first real taste of heartbreak. Though he had mentally prepared himself for rejection, the moment he saw Julie again, he couldn't hold it in. He broke down, crying uncontrollably. But the very next day, something unexpected happened. Julie fainted at school. Xiao Shuai heard from classmates that Xiao He had rushed her to the infirmary, carrying her in his arms. His heart felt uneasy. Meanwhile, Xiao He was seen gently and thoughtfully taking care of Julie. Right when Lisa walked by and saw it all, her heart sank again. That afternoon, it started raining lightly. Lisa decided to walk Julie home, or rather to their shared home. On the way, Lisa couldn't help but ask, "Was it Xiao He who carried you to the infirmary yesterday?" Julie, however, changed the subject on purpose. Then out of nowhere, Lisa slipped under Julie's umbrella. Julie clearly didn't want to talk about this. She said romantic topics weren't appropriate between siblings. Lisa, hurt and frustrated, walked off in anger. Julie had no choice but to chase after her. But what happened next was beyond anything she imagined. Lisa suddenly leaned in and kissed her, right in broad daylight. Julie was stunned. "Don't do this," she said. "Do what?" Lisa asked. "No matter what you do, it will only bring pain," Julie warned. She turned serious. She begged Lisa to forget everything that just happened. She didn't want their carefully built family to collapse. The next day at school, Julie was completely distracted, lost in thought, replaying yesterday's moment over and over again. After class, she quickly said goodbye to Yuna. She didn't even look at Lisa. "You kissed her?" Yuna asked, shocked. Lisa replied softly, "Yeah. Was it wrong?" Yuna was stunned. As it turned out, Lisa had been secretly in love with Julie since middle school, back when she was just the new transfer student. Ironically, just when Julie had finally made up her mind to confess her own feelings, her father called. On the other end of the phone was Julie's voice. "Lisa, the woman my dad loves the most is Akari's mom." It was the day they had first met. From that moment on, Lisa and Julie had become siblings through their parents' remarriage. That day, Julie had coincidentally seen them together. Shocked, she even dropped her phone into a puddle. It was clear how overwhelmed she was. Julie wanted to talk with Lisa about all this properly. But Julie said, "Let's wait until we're home." Lisa insisted. She wanted to settle things now. Suddenly, a group of school bullies nearby started mocking them. "Are they a couple having a lover's quarrel? Wait, aren't they supposed to be siblings?" Lisa was about to lose her temper, but Xiao He stepped in, taking the attention away from her. Julie, embarrassed, quietly walked away. Lisa wanted to chase her, but Yuna grabbed her arm. "Acting impulsively won't solve anything," she said. She asked Lisa to understand Julie's pain. "You can't just think about your own feelings." Julie had already told Yuna everything. The day Lisa was going to confess, Julie had rushed out of the house, excited, only to find her mom and Lisa's dad together. "Akari," the man said, "this is Yamamoto." Julie stood frozen, realizing the truth. That's when she knew Lisa was Yamamoto Rio. From that moment on, her heart shattered. Seeing her parents so happy, Julie made a decision. She would bury her feelings for the sake of her mother's happiness. Julie intentionally smashed her phone, pretending she didn't see Lisa's message. She thought, maybe this was the only way to protect everyone from getting hurt. Even now, she firmly believes her decision was the right one. She couldn't bear to watch her family fall apart again. Her younger brother, Xiao He, finally understood her pain. He sincerely apologized, promising that something like this would never happen again. Just like Akari once said, "In life there will always be both good and bad days. I really feel sorry for my own brother," Julie said with a bittersweet smile. But the moment she stepped back into her room, her smile faded, and tears began pouring down her cheeks. Meanwhile, Lisa confessed something important to Yuna. She had finally let go of the dark obsession that had been haunting her, and to her surprise, it felt freeing. "It's all because of you," she told Yuna, her eyes soft. "Thank you for yelling at me." Yuna didn't know how to respond. She held back tears. When asked why she was crying, she just said, "It's nothing." In the following days, Yuna gradually became more cheerful. Lisa, too, changed. Her gaze, unknowingly, started drifting toward Yuna more often. One day during a school break, Julie casually glanced toward the playground and saw Xiao Shuai. They struck up a conversation and realized they had a lot in common. Their chat flowed effortlessly. "What's your favorite play?" "Elegance," Xiao Shuai replied. "Elegance?" Julie repeated. "I also like About Time," he added shyly. Then he invited Julie to his place sometime to watch the movie together. Julie smiled, looking forward to it. Soon the town's biggest festival arrived. Girls began preparing early in the morning, dressed beautifully in traditional yukatas. "I want to try harder in life," Julie said quietly. "You will," Yuna replied with a warm smile. "Hey, that yukata looks really nice on you." "Cute, thanks." Akari helped with my hairstyle. The soft blush in Julie's eyes made Xiao Shuai nervously look away. The four friends spent the festival together, laughing and enjoying the night. But in the middle of the crowd, Julie suddenly disappeared. Panic struck Xiao Shuai. He searched everywhere. Finally, he found her near the pond. "What happened?" he asked, worried. "I got into a fight with a guy carrying chili sauce. He nearly hit me. Thank God you're okay." He sighed with relief. Julie noticed his genuine concern. She wished she could contact him later. So they exchanged phone numbers. Xiao Shuai couldn't contain his happiness. Even more surprising to Julie, this was the first time he'd ever shared his number with a girl. "What's your relationship with Yuna?" she asked teasingly. "We're just friends. My first time with Yamamoto was awkward." The air suddenly felt different. Julie leaned in. "Do you have a girlfriend?" Xiao Shuai shyly shook his head. "So, can we be together?" But then, he hesitated. "Inuiku likes me," Julie added. Still, to her shock, Xiao Shuai turned her down. "I'm sorry." Turns out, Xiao Shuai was the mysterious figure who had seen Lisa kiss Julie that day. I don't even like Yamamoto," he confessed. "Oh," Julie's smile stiffened. "That was awkward," she muttered, trying to laugh it off. "But it's okay. I'll be fine. I'm used to being alone." She asked him not to take the moment too seriously. "Let's just pretend none of this happened. We're still friends, right?" From that day on, Xiao Shuai decided to bury his feelings deep inside. After all, Lisa was his closest friend. Not long after, while Xiao Shuai was filming on the school rooftop, Julie unexpectedly appeared in his camera frame. "You searched for it?" she asked. "Yeah," he nodded. "I found a few possible locations for the symbol." "You're so thoughtful," she smiled. "I'll help too." Xiao Shuai lit up inside. He began taking pictures of Julie. She may not have been a flawless beauty, but her smile was radiant and full of life. He felt drawn to her again. Maybe he could try confessing once more, but he quickly realized Julie had already moved on. "About the summer festival," she said, "you don't need to feel bad. I've moved on too." "Okay then, goodbye." Time flew. During the wind-blowing festival, a boy suddenly confessed his love to Yuna in front of everyone, and even dragged her all across the school. Lisa saw the whole thing. That was the moment he realized. The one he truly cared about was Yuna. He immediately rushed to find Xiao Shuai. "Did you see her?" Xiao Shuai, confused, asked why Lisa was acting so desperate. Meanwhile, Yuna had managed to escape. She found Julie and asked, "What should I do?" "I just got confessed to by someone I don't even like." She admitted that, although a small part of her felt flattered, she couldn't lie to her own heart. Deep inside, she still loved Lisa. "I need to tell him. I want him to know." "Akari," Yuna asked, "will you support me?" Akari smiled. "Always." Julie, watching quietly, couldn't help but admire Yuna's bravery, the courage to chase after her true feelings. Julie still felt like a bird with no wings. The feelings buried deep inside always hovered in the air between them. "I really envy you," Lisa whispered. "Thank you." Xiao Shuai replied gently. You make my heart race. To Yuna's surprise, Xiao He was also anxiously looking for her at that very moment. Finally, the prince and princess met again at the castle. But this time, it was the prince who confessed first. Even if it feels late, I hope you can fall in love with me again. I've fallen in love with you, Yuna. This isn't a dream, is it? No, this isn't a dream, she repeated with a trembling voice, again and again, just to make sure this wasn't a dream. Nearby, Julie happened to record that beautiful moment. She felt genuinely happy and proud of her friend. A little while later, Julie saw a photo from that night pinned to the Tree of Youth. She smiled. Her best friend had finally fulfilled her wish. But then, in the very next moment, Julie froze. That photo, taken by chance long ago, had been treasured by Xiao He all this time. It turns out, the boy had always cared about her. And maybe, just maybe, she could be someone's protected princess too. As Christmas arrived, Julie bought cake and fried chicken, then invited Xiao He to their secret hideout to enjoy the night view. It was cold, so they played tag like kids, running around laughing. When they finally sat down side by side, they talked about life and dreams. Xiao He opened up. Her parents didn't support her dream of working in the arts. She always wanted to be a film director. But for the sake of her family, she kept her dreams hidden. Julie could relate. She had spent her whole life carefully considering her mother's feelings, living cautiously, never for herself. Every family has its struggles, but life must go on. Then Julie had a sudden idea. She asked Xiao He to shout out her dream together. When they did, it felt like their hearts had finally been set free. Under the quiet night sky, they gazed at each other, hopeful, looking toward the future. But even then, Xiao He didn't reveal the feelings she had kept in her heart. That evening, when Julie returned home, she was greeted by her family's serious faces. Turns out, Xiao Shuai's father was being transferred abroad, which meant they were moving again. Xiao Shuai firmly opposed it, but unexpectedly, Julie accepted it without hesitation. Their completely opposite reactions surprised the family. Later that night, Yuna came knocking at Julie's door. She wanted to do something for her best friend, Xiao Shuai, and a Chang. Yes, she said, they both like a Chang. So, she continued, I hope you'll take a moment and listen to Julie's heart. Julie rarely thought about herself. She always lived for others. Yuna handed Xiao Shuai a book, then left quietly. Inside were Julie's thoughts and feelings, written over the past few years. That night, mother and daughter finally opened their hearts to each other. When Xiao He found out Julie was moving abroad, she was devastated. But then, while cleaning her cabinet, she discovered the DVD Julie had gifted her. It was Xiao He's favorite movie, About Time. Julie's words of encouragement made Xiao He cry on the spot. She looked down at her college application form and for the first time, gathered the courage to tell her parents what she truly wanted. After that, she reached out to Julie and asked her to meet in the woods. Both of them ran toward each other without hesitation. Two souls in love, finally embraced. Yes, they finally embraced. We should all move forward, be who we truly want to be, and never be trapped by the past. May you dream what you wish, love who you love, and may every true heart find its match. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more beautiful stories like this. Your support means the world. See you in the next one.